Hi chat. Welcome in everyone. Welcome. Oh, I guess I was a little bit early. I thought the timer disappeared, but I guess I just dropped it behind another screen. Hi chat. Making sure I got everything here. Okay. Let's make some coffee. Fun dishes the next couple of, well, we got the ingredient challenge, which is always fun and interesting, but this whole week is sort of fun and interesting dishes for different reasons. What's new? What's happening? Happy Monday, everyone. Hopefully everyone had a great start to their week. I was Mr. Runaround today. I went out 2 or 3 times today before I even realized. Welcome in, Nan Reader. Hello, JK. See, we got Michael in here as well tonight. Hi, Cosmic. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Cheers. Alright, so we're starting off making buns. Should have left the half and half out here. Actually, I'm not even going to get this dirty. I should get the yeast going first, too. That I will use this for. Took me a second to realize, why is the music all messed up? Oh, the microwave. Microwave destroys my earbuds signal. Flour. And then we're going to make a tanjong, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing. Zoom right. So we've made our sort of cooked mixture of Wake up, yeast. I didn't see it, and unfortunately tonight, my window on chat is so small that I can't see it at the moment. Hi, Prime. Welcome. We're not done with you. Why am I trying to put you away? Curious how much I actually just put in here. Just the 1 cup, didn't I? Yeah. Getting distracted. Doing dishes this week, imitating the dishes from the official Mario Cafe that's in a couple of theme parks, etc. So they're very approachable, very basic recipes, but they're cute and they've been done nicely with some interesting flair to them. Thank you for the follow. Salt. We'll give that a good swirl into the flour. Keep forgetting to buy regular granulated sugar. There, yeasties, you'll like that. Nope, we've got the Piranha plant Caprese, which is a Caprese salad if you're familiar with that. It's tomato, basil, and mozzarella. There's a little bit of pesto with this one, a little side salad, and it's got an asparagus, a single cooked asparagus tip, and sort of curved into a halved tomato to make the Piranha plant. And then we're doing a Luigi burger, but the Luigi burger is a grilled chicken sandwich on a burger bun with cheese, green pepper, and pesto. And then I'm going to do some oven crinkle fries, because I don't feel like going through all the trouble of frying them, considering I'm making burger buns tonight. I'm grilling chicken tonight. No one up. There is. I'm going to do the question mark box tiramisu. That's later in the week. Well, the play here is that Luigi apparently translates to chicken in some languages. But he is a little bit of a chicken in the story. Or at least treated like one. We woken up here yet, yeasties? We can move our Tangzheng into the flour, though. But even stranger still, apparently it's not really a thing in Japanese language / culture that to call someone chicken is bad in Japanese culture. So it makes it even a little bit weirder. I don't know for sure. I'm not Japanese, and I'm by far not an expert on Mario. They also, like, it's been sort of a trend lately with burger places where they'll use like a hot iron or something to put a mark on the burgers, and in this case they're searing a mustache into it. And I'm sorry, chat, there is a cap that comes with these. That either there's a Mario burger and there's a Luigi burger, and you get the green or red like cap as like a pin for holding it. Alright, we're starting to foam up over here. So I am going to grab a spatula and start mixing. I'm missing something here. Oh. Guess we're saving that egg for something else. Fuck! We're going with that. I'm not breaking any more eggs. Put that on top of yesterday's eggplant. And then wonder what I did with my... There it is. Where's my spoon? I need my spoon. We're going to use this for our egg wash later. We'll go 20 seconds. Heating up some butter. Now it's time to get my hands dirty. Hey, Baker. If you're a regular, you've seen me make these several times before. They take a bit of kneading. Trying to think what I want to use to paint my mustache on my burger buns, because I am not going to, I don't have a mustache shaped instrument to burn my buns with. Wow, that, my mind just went really off track there. And so instead of trying to burn them with a mustache, I am going to paint them with, I think I'm going to mix up some, I've still got the edible charcoal, and so I think I'm going to mix up edible charcoal with some soy sauce, maybe, and sort of paint mustaches on them. I just don't know what I'm going to paint them with. I just realized that I've been looking at I had you looking at the stove this whole time. I really gotta fix things so that I can actually see a preview of stream these days. Hi, Ratty Patty. Hey, Jonna. Thank you for the reminder, JK. But remind me again later. I've got my coffee right now. I'm interested to see how it is on its own, but also is with maybe a little gin. Depends on the sangria. Like, you could certainly make a sangria to it. With it. It's generally a good, you know, easy appraisal of a bar if they have any decent gin drinks or not. At least in the US. Outside of the US, that's out the window. But if you look at the ages of things and when things were popular, all of the gin drinks and all that stuff, they haven't completely died. There's certainly a strong following of gin drinkers here. But the real boom for gin was during Prohibition. And so it wasn't really big here. And so it's an amazing drink with all many amazing cocktails that you can make with it. But you only really see it heavily in, like, cocktail bars that are serious about cocktails. Alright, this is feeling nice and smooth now. So I'm going to allow this to rest and poof. I have to say that I'm probably most partial to Tanqueray, but there's some other great ones that I've tried. Like, there's one that I have here, just like one shot of, that I should probably take of, which is a California one from St. George, and they make one based off of California, or at least somewhat Northern America, something like that, varietals. So all the herbs and spices and all that are all, it's a very interesting, different take, because there's a lot of different flavors there, but it's very similar. We'll give our bowl a spritz down with olive oil and quick rub. Let you hang out in there for a bit. Oh, that didn't sound good. It sounded like a broken bone. Piece of bone I got with that. Get that rid of that. Taking tenderloins off tonight. I hacked that one a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. It really depends, Michael. There's a big variety, and like, I've even found buying the same brand of chicken. Like, this is a rosy chicken, and that's pretty real. I mean, it's made here in Petaluma, so it's close. It's a factory that's got a good track record. You can actually look up the track records of your local factories to see how clean or dirty their trend is, and what things they're commonly found dirty for. Petaluma market it's got some issues, but it's been kept relatively clean. But like I said, it depends where, because the store where I got this, they don't do a great job stocking, and I want to say that the people that are actually stocking them in the store have a tendency to break the thigh bones in them. But they also have a cheap price. Compared to my other options. Sometimes. If one of the local markets has them on sale, it's pretty hard to compete with that too, though. I used to get my chickens every once in a while from the farmer's market. In many of those cases, it was so much more expensive that I couldn't even hardly afford it. But the quality the flavor was much more developed. It would be a much smaller bird because the ones that are made by the commercial farms are typically much larger. Understand that. You're going in here. And then when it comes to the local stuff, it can all be all over the place. I mean, it's really down to like what family or what's actually in charge of what's doing it, whether they're actually care about what they're raising and selling, or are they I've never seen Super Size Me, but that's mostly because I saw some of his other stuff, and I was just like, no, not interested. Yeah, that too, JK, yeah. But that sort of came out more after. At least from my understanding. Hey Luna, thank you for the follow. My chat window is so small tonight. Oh, hey, I can get rid of that now. We can have normal size chat. Awesome. No, that was the wrong place. Window. Yay, normal size window. Why did it scroll all the way to the top? Yeah, I'm not a big proponent for... This is going to be for chicken soup that I mentioned before. Nice, Lunar. My understanding, cruise ships can be all over the place. If you get a good employer, I'm sure it could be amazing. But my understanding is most of the big commercial ones, it's like 16 hours a day, with like substantial breaks between tours. Not very warm in the house today, so it's not... Surprisingly, the air conditioner has done a pretty good job today. It's been just hot. Like, it's just been hot. My last 2 days going out for my morning walk, I was like, I should have gotten up earlier. It's just too warm. Alright, next steps here. We need to prep basil and make pesto. Olive oil. This is sunflower oil. Like, international maritime law is, like, funky, too. Like, pretty much anything goes. But there's also a lot of other weird laws and stuff like that, depending on, you know, like, companies use all sorts of flags with their ships, too. Like, the American tour company using a boat owned from who knows where somewhere else and staffed by another company who knows where else. Why are we not cutting well? I might have to change knives here. Let's change knives. I was really only intending to slice it, but it's all getting blended anyway, so I've decided that I'm going to give the garlic a little bit of a cook in the oil. It'll both help distribute the garlic throughout, but I'm using some pretty spicy hot garlic right now. And I enjoyed it in the hummus myself earlier last week or the week before, but it'd be better if it was cooked a little bit and mellowed out a little bit. So we'll throw that in the garlic, warm it up together, just sort of poach it in the garlic. Ugh, dad joke. Ugh. Buns are good. Chicken's good. That's heating up. Basil time. Got an old flower bud on it. Heat off on the garlic now. Cutting board camera. I'm going to de-stem all of these, clean them all. Then we're going to pick out a couple of the prettier leaves to use for our salad tonight. And actually it might be good to keep a couple of them with their stems too for the salad. The rest is going to go into a small batch of pesto. That'll be used for both the burger and the salad. Cold water, which lately has been sort of room temperature water. Unless I run it for a while. The pipes leading up to my little house here must be a little too close to the ground, to the surface. Is that not attached right? There we go. I got a big one somewhere. Anyone that's worked in the commercial kitchen's probably seen one at one point. The big giant orange ones. I think they're made by Canberra. They're made by one of the big names. I don't find Jerry Seinfeld funny. Mostly I find him to be backhanded insulting people. Or rather backhanded compliments, or I forget the proper term, but compliments someone and insults them at the same time. And the idea that Pop-Tarts had nothing to do with that movie, I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with the concept of an NDA at this point. Nice, Baker. I have just cleaned up and dried up a little basil here, and I'm going to pick out a couple of nice leaves for using for the salad tonight. One's not bad, but I saved enough with stems that, see if we can't find a couple with stems on them. I guess I checked that one out once before, but... And I think that might actually be too big for my project tonight, so we're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna use this. Our garlic and olive oil. Oops. Almost had it there, JK. Michael's just knows them all. Due to power constraints, we must do this over here. I don't have pine nuts. I'm not going to add pine nuts to this. Over on the stove. I used to live in LA. We don't necessarily get rolling blackouts. We certainly get PG&E shutting our power off every once in a while. My power was shut off the other morning, but I think that was more they were doing a repair or something. Like it was early. Like I think they had the power on close to business. It's always in the evening for California because California has actually gotten to the point where it's essentially unprofitable to use solar and dump it onto the grid when solar is, like, when it's sunny out. There is so much solar now because they've mandated it, and like I know a couple of years ago they mandated it for all commercial buildings. So the only way that you get any money from having a solar setup, or any money back from having solar, is if you also have a battery, which, like, yeah, I have hydroelectric as an option. it's sort of funky. Like, it's done by like a separate agency, and you can select it on your energy bill. But PG&E sort of makes it hard to do because they want the business, I guess. I don't know. Like, you still have to work through PG&E, but like you have to sign up to send part of your money to hydroelectric or something. Let's try this. This might be a little bit easier on the ears. No, that didn't really help at all, did it? Right microphones in the right places. For some reason, that shot mic over there is picking up what's going on over here on this board. And my lav mic was still disabled, but for some reason this lav mic is picking up sounds so much stronger than it used to. And it's also picking up background noise when it's not supposed to be. There, that should be a little better. Hi, Buns. Chicken burgers. Grilled chicken burgers. But I'm going to continue to mute and blend this pesto. You. I don't know if I should inquire how. So there's our sort of pesto. Sorry, Italians, it's not a true pesto. So we got pesto, we got that, we need... What else do we need, chat? We need green pepper. We need our grill pan out. We need to be preheating our oven. Anyone remember when bell peppers were like 50 cents? That's a very interesting core. Peppers or tomatoes grow very similarly, yeah. Like, they're both sort of like, you give them tons of heat, tons of water, and tons of sun, and they'll give you tons of fruit. Because they're fruits, by the way. Hi, Ozzy. This one's starting to turn red, by the way. There's a possibility this is some sort of weird infection or something, too. But red peppers start off as green, sort of like tomatoes. We're saving the rest of this for some other project later. Ooh, calling out the speller on his spelling, huh? I'm not going to cut into the tomato just yet. I think we're going to get into potatoes here. Get the potatoes prepped while we're waiting on buns and everything else to keep poofing. It's poofed a little bit. We should throw this over in the oven to get a little warmth. We're going to use a tool that I have never used in my kitchen on stream yet tonight. Yay! Why am I still getting so much background noise on that? Weird. No, the tool is not a peeler. No regrets. I wonder if the owner of that tattoo corrected their tattoo. Like, got rid of it, or... Actually, now I think about it, I might have used this before. But it's been a minute. That it is. We're gonna ditch that. My normal tendency is to never want to buy just one of something. I'm happy that I only bought one potato tonight. Is that all of it? I thought I guess I'll have one more. There's maybe one or two more, yeah. And we'll cook those a little bit. I used to show at the beginning of a lot of my streams and as my AFK screen an old pitch salesman showing like 7 or 8 instruments. It's like a really old film. Like there's some things about it that are just like fun to watch even by the fact that it's an old film. You know, things like he's working there as a chef in front of a table, but he can't hardly move because the few times that he does turn enough that you can see behind him for the microphone and stuff, he's got like a tent behind his jacket is like a tent behind him with things running into it and stuff. But he's there selling like 7 or 8 different kitchen instruments. And this is one of those I bought a set that's eerily similar, even though many years later. And it's all small little cheaply made tools like this, and I think this may be one of the better made tools out of the bunch. It's still way too small. This needs to be like at least like that. Good with that, good with that, good with that. We're gonna leave chicken just as is. We're waiting on buns, chat. We're waiting on bun dough. Oh, we can do ours. That's a bit early for the asparagus. Yeah, it's a bit early for the asparagus. Asparagus is going to probably end up being like last thing. Yeah, we're waiting on buns. Not you, buns. These buns. I'm gonna grab my water glass and put my stick blender away. It's a happy first of the month, everyone. Everyone ready for July? Ooh, vacation time. I know what we can do, chat. JK, I can't say that there is anything all that special planned for my 5th year. I've done things in the past, and it's more like it's just sort of like snuck up on me this year that I haven't really done anything much. I want to say that I'm planning more for September than I am for this month. And mostly out of curiosity, we're going to give this a second strain. I've already strained this once. Okay, I'm not worried about that. So what do you think of the color, chat? Color on it always isn't that great on that perspective. Let's give that a shot. It smells vinegary. There's lots of vinegar. Wow. That's... It smells like vinegar on the nose, and it's almost like if you're into brewing, if you've done brewing in the past, if you've smelled early fermentations, people sometimes refer to them as smelling like jet fuel. This is sort of like vinegar jet fuel on the smell, but when you put it in your mouth, that vinegar, like you expect to be hit with vinegar, and it's acidic. But that vinegar is like gone. It's just fruit. That's delicious. Gin is going to go amazing in that. Tequila would go amazing in that. If you're someone that you know, drinks shots of apple cider or you know, is all about the, you know, pH balance of what you're eating, you gotta try this. Like, I've had shrubs before, but they've always been, like, a mixed drink, you know? And so, like, that's, like, my first experience just trying just a straight-up shrub. And I honestly want to down that, like, whole glass. I'm, like, restraining myself from just pounding that. I would add some ice to it, but my ice is not looking all that clean right now. The other night I pulled out the bucket and I was like, Oops. Sorry for bumping the camera, chat. Hazard of the new setup here. This might lag for a sec. Normally I would throw some ice in that. I was sort of explaining that before, but not tonight. I sort of like it plain more. Like, the gin made the vinegar disappear even more in that. But I sort of like the flavor without it better. Cheers, chap. Alright, turn the heat off on the taters. So par-cooked fries. We're going to let these hang out and dry out a little bit in the open air before we toss them with oil, seasoning, and bake them. Salad we're pretty much covered with vinaigrette. We need a vinaigrette for with this drink or salad tonight, chat. Actually, do I have a... I do. We're going to look at just the cutting board for a moment here, chat, while I try and get up and close with the main camera here. Move the chair out of the way. Walk my way around my TV. Step all over my cardboard that I haven't recycled. Olive oil. Pinch of salt. Get that nice tighten up. And we have our vinaigrette for tonight. I was going to end up mixing this and that, but we're not going to do that. See how we're doing here on Kick and YouTube. Hey, Mutant. Welcome, welcome. Hey, I had my first person to ban on Kick. What are you looking at, camera? What is up here? What are you trying to look at here? I'm not up over there. I'm not the fire extinguisher. Yep, Mr. Wiggles is where Skynet starts. Although Mr. Wiggles doesn't wiggle very much anymore. This is actually... Be on the right view there? There we go. That is actually Mr. Wiggles. And actually Mr. Wiggles is not turned on tonight, so he's not moving around and following me tonight. It takes 4 seconds to turn on, and that's too much for me to do most of the streams these days. But Mr. Wiggles works off of a basis of having like a base. It's sort of like a gimbal that's using a camera for facial detection and turns towards the faces. And the camera is mounted well above that like gimbal part. And so it used to wobble and wiggle a little bit when it turned. Chat called it Mr. Wiggles. Now we use Son of Wiggles. Son of Wiggles is much more smooth. Yeah, I know, you gotta do the 3... Actually, no, it takes longer than 4 seconds. Because you gotta do a 3-second hold to turn it on. And then you gotta wait for it to wake up. And I was giving it a second to wake up, but it's really more like actually 4 or 5 seconds for it to wake up. And then you gotta push the button again for it to start following you. I can use hand controls, but the hand controls work for both of the cameras. And so, like, sometimes one picks it up and not the other. And it's not necessarily the one I want to pick it up. Okay, our fries are as dry as I think they're going to get here. Just from sitting. Cutting board camera. Salt. Pepper. I'm being a little careful with this since they're partially cooked. They're a little more fragile. Back onto the tray that's now been dried. And somewhat evenly spaced on the tray. Those are ready for the oven. Yeah, better without the gin. Still tasty. I think we're to punch down time with this. It hasn't poofed as much as I would like it to have, but we're gonna go with that. Could I add something to improve the cocktail more? No, I think this is more of like a dead end. Like, it's a good combo, but it's not the way I want to go with it. Like, the more I try this, the more I'm like, yeah, we need to go with tequila with this. Or maybe a cleaner, simpler gin. Maybe it's the particular Tanqueray. Like, Tanqueray's flavor is its flavor. Punching time. That didn't deflate much, but not concerned with that. We're going over here with that. That's what it is. This is, isn't it? It's 6 of them, isn't it? Folding dry side in. I wish I knew Indian cuisine before. I've talked about this before on stream. Like, I feel like I have zero knowledge of the true, like, culture. Like, I even went to school with someone from India in culinary school, but I still feel like Indian food is maybe the most foreign food out there to me. it's not that I really think it's unapproachable or like, I just feel like I know so little of true Indian culture, which and its mix and influence on food, or its history about how it came up with certain foods. And part of it is a lot of the Indian, it's very closed culture, I want to say. It's just entirely my personal experience. Is like, I've had people in my chat be like, yeah, I'm never telling you my secret ingredients and that sort of stuff. And it's sort of like, well, thanks. The problem with books is I don't know the people to look up for true Indian cuisine. I guess I could. There's people I could ask. Alright, fries going in the oven. Buns we're going to keep going on another tray. Well, that one I would say, like, there's always going to be parts of foods and cuisines that people aren't going to like. I'm certain there is Indian food that you would like. So we've rolled these out, and now I'm flattening them out on the pan. I need to flatten these out to about burger size. That said, I've made several curries on stream. I've made butter chicken on stream. It's probably had a huge influence on food with people without realizing it too, because I mean, it isn't just the British that picked that up and brought it back. We've been bringing recipes and concepts and stuff like that from Asia as a whole, and Southern Asia. Trying to remember what I'm forgetting, because I know there's something I'm forgetting. I know there's a couple dozen things I'm forgetting. There's a lot of fun food history and how things have changed and been influenced by food. Like, Culinary Institute, when I was there, one of the claims to fame of the Culinary Institute library, at least when I was there, was they had an extensive list or collection of train menus. And how, you know, train travel, much like the beginnings of, you see the early pictures of early airfare, same thing with trains too, is, you know, multi-course dinners and yeah, I posted something in the recipe channel of the Discord last night. I thought that might be an interesting one if anyone wanted to look at that. It was a cute little video. Well done. I'd give it a shot. There's our cheese for our salad, chat. Let's set a timer here for our fries. Have to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of this mozzarella. Sort of frustrated. I was left with the choice buying the big hunk. Even though I think it's going to work out visually for tonight's dinner, I really sort of wanted to get a small log of mozzarella because this is all I was really planning on using it for. And mozzarella, once you open it, shredded's a different thing, but once you open mozzarella, you really should use it like right then. Charcoal. Time to get everything in the kitchen black, chat. I don't need a lot of this, so I'm not going heavy with this. Blah. It's ultra fine dust, so I mean, just touching the bag has gotten a light coating all over my hands. Nice, Cosmic. And just a little bit of soy. We're just making a paste. Not enough. How do you do your hair so you don't have to do it in the morning? Like, do you have one of those sleep caps or something? Pillow protector thingies? Wow, this is absorbing the soy. I forgot how absorbent charcoal is, chat. If anyone sees the Halloween cheesecake with the orange top to it, the pumpkin cheesecake, this is how we get the cheesecake that black. Like, that is, like, black. You know, sometimes allergies to pets can be beneficial. My major concern, that might work. It might be okay. I think we're going to be doing toothpick painting tonight. Oh, hey. I wonder if he just didn't stop by. My landlord was having someone come by. It was supposed to come by like an hour and a half ago now, according to the email. I told him I was going to be inside, but I was going to be busy and couldn't chat. Haven't seen him. Hey, Jen. Cryovac. Chat knows that Cryovac is different from just a vacuum packing machine, right? Cryovacs are a little bit more, like, people sort of generically use Cryovac for chambered vacuum sealer. But Cryovac is actually more of a tool, my understanding, I actually might be wrong on this one. But my understanding is that Cryovacs are much more meat industry focused, and they actually use a different gas in the sealing, probably nitrogen, to seal them. A little like they use other gases for sealing other things. Same thing as like the butcher cases. There's gas in the butcher cases in order to keep the meats nice and red. Well, that's if they, you know. Hey, Josh. Thanks for stopping in. Not quite ready to throw the buns in yet, which is a shame. I think I'm gonna try painting on my buns though. I'm gonna paint my buns, chat. Egg wash first. Touch dairy. Cutting board camera. Alright, here's hoping this doesn't run, chat. This ain't working out as quite as detailed as intended. It's sort of a mustache. Let's try that once more. I'm sort of trying to go off of the original on there. I mean, what I'm trying to replicate. Theirs sort of has like a straight top, and then like 4 sort of almost like bubbles coming down. I think that's all I'm doing, chat. So there's my 2 attempts at mustaches. I think the second one, I think the first one's a little more realistic freeform. I think the second one's a little more accurate towards what I'm trying to accomplish. Neither one of them are cleaned as they should be. No, it's not Bobby. Okay, maybe it was Bobby. He sort of has like the saddest story of the whole series. Like we were talking about the Sopranos last stream. Like, he does not lead a good life in that series. I take the fries out and give them a flip. Over on the stove. Any reason I'm not frying the fries? It's slightly better for me this way. It's less work. They would be better if they were fried. I pulled the fries out also because I didn't want them to keep cooking in the oven when the buns are not going to be ready in time, and I haven't even started the chicken. Hey Zahara, welcome in. Hopefully you've been well. Fruity shrub. Apple cake? Nice. Speaking of that recipe, I just put in the Discord last night. Though at the same time, I'm thinking back to that recipe, I really didn't like the crust that they made for that recipe. The crust for that recipe could really use some work. But the apples in the filling were looking pretty tasty. Don't believe so, JK. I didn't even really pay attention to who had made it, if they're like a regular culinary producer or something like that. It wasn't a name that I recognized, but I'm not the biggest YouTube food watcher. So like I really only would notice like the big names of YouTube. Let me look at the... Yeah, that does look quite German. It was a metric recipe, so like you could follow it just fine. It was all in grams. And by the way, the fries, I'm pretty certain the fries that they're serving with this at the actual Toadstool Cafe are just the freezer bag, crinkle cut, fried potatoes. If I remember correctly, there wasn't a ton of talking to it anyways. It was mostly ASMR and text descriptions. Is it strange that ASMR has sort of taken over the description for ambient sound? Because like these videos are very clearly, I mean, they're very clearly going towards that ASMR reaction in their sound and audio. They're very clean, crisp very thought through audios. Alright, I'm going to throw the buns and the potatoes in the oven. I'm worried the buns needed more rise time. I don't think that they proofed enough for me tonight, but they're going to taste just fine. Give me a moment, chat. We'll go okay.
Yes, sir. If you want real entertainment, the best place to find it is in front of a General Electric Black Daylight Big-as-Life television set. Sports, comedy, drama, news, music. Yes, they're all yours, merely at the turn of a dial. This model has a big 16-inch black rectangular tube that lets you see everything that the camera sees, true to life and as big as life. Sparkling contrast and sharp focus give you pictures of such clarity that you feel you're right there on the scene. The cabinet, designed and constructed by America's leading cabinet makers, fits gracefully into any type of room. Genuine mahogany veneers, hand-rubbed for lasting beauty and durability, are just one example of the painstaking attention to every detail, which makes this cabinet one that you'll be proud to have in your home. The precision engineering and careful assembly techniques used in making this General Electric Black Daylight television set are your assurance of television at its finest. See it in operation at your General Electric dealers tomorrow, and when you see it, well, you'll know that you're seeing the best.
Univac, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. Univac can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. Univac leads the field of electronic computing.
Something new has been added. The General Electric portable mixer now has a drink mixer for delicious shakes and juice drinks in quicker than a shake. An extra attachment at no extra cost. This GE portable mixer weighs less than...
Hi, chat. So I had company. Hopefully you didn't hear that whole conversation. Who knows how much of it was on captions, too. I want another one of those, but I don't want to drink that much vinegar. Well, I want another one of those, but like... Do I have tequila? I don't think I even have tequila right now. Okay. That is good because I had to give people my phone number and stuff like that. Timer's going. Good with that, good with that. Time to start heating our... grill pan. Oh, Jenny. The reason I always recognize that number is not because of the song, it's because of EverQuest. Because EverQuest made I don't even know if I don't know how to properly pronounce this, but the Terrasis, it was a chess piece with the stats from the phone number. And it was Jenny's two-tone Terrasis. There was all sorts of stuff like that in EverQuest that people, like, EverQuest didn't get that sort of stuff pumped out, but like all the members of Metallica are characters in Thurgood. Thurgood? Is it Thurgood or is it? It's in the city that was introduced in Luckland. Can't remember the name of the city. Yes, I very much do, JK. Like, I wish every day that there was another MMORPG that was... Like, I can't stand WoW. I'm sorry for the WoW fans out there. I know it's a hugely successful game, and they've greatly moved on things since then. But, yes, Charval. That is the city. My problem, well, I never liked the whole question mark and exclamation point above the heads of everyone that had a quest for you. I liked actually searching and, you know, finding this and playing the game instead of just living off of the wiki. And even though the wikis were very much a thing, you know, Alakazam was a thing for EverQuest, but it wasn't like you leveled entirely off of it. I guess some people did, but Pantheon is never going to be a real game. I never paid into Pantheon, but I've been watching it since the initial outset. It was supposed to be the next EverQuest. It was also done by Brad, who was a part of the original EQ. But he's passed away now. And yeah, that game has been in development for like... It's a crowdfunded game that is now on its third complete redesign. And has been crowdfunded for over a decade at this point. I don't think it's getting made. Or if it does get made, it's not going to be what people want. Pretty sure they are, JK. I'm a little worried that that was the original plan. I do too, Buns. Did I miss that? Did I miss Buns saying something? Oh. Awesome, Buns. Yeah, it's a shame. Thank you for the follow. Ooh, another food and drink streamer. Like, the original outset for it sounded amazing. Like, no zones, actually able to, like, there was proper climbing mechanics and you could climb mountains. There was all sorts of environmental effects. I don't know if any of this is really in it anymore. But that was the original plan. Yeah, I've talked before about Tribes. Tribes was like my childhood game. I like played several other games before that and stuff like that, but that was like the game I played as a kid. Thank you for the raid. Hello, Baking by Brandon viewers. I'm Jason. Hi. I cook here 4 nights a week. We're doing dishes based off of Toadstool Cafe, which is a restaurant with a Mario Brothers theme. And so tonight's dishes are all sort of Mario themed. We're doing a Luigi burger, which is actually grilled chicken sandwich with pesto and cheese and green onion slices. Thank you for the follow. I thought it was a fun thing. I normally allow chat to longtime viewers through sprinkles. I have a currency that's based off of viewership, not off of money. Who can sponsor weekly themes? I sort of sponsored this one myself. I thought this would be a fun project for this week. We're going to turn the fan on higher, which may be a bit noisy. Maybe make my voice a little choppy or something like that. I've heard about Monsters and Memories. To be honest, I thought they had like released and not been super huge. Oops, sorry for not changing the camera view there. Thank you for someone correcting that. Thank you, Sahara. Absolutely, JK, and I don't know, that's the problem with it, is I don't think you're going to get that type of an audience anymore without it being like a mobile game or something like that. And I don't want to play a mobile game. I, for a long time, thought it would be an amazing thing if you had like EverQuest where you had the base game, but it had like a mobile component where you could do like the auction house or trade skills and things like the time-consuming stuff that you don't really need to be on your character for. I don't think that's going to happen either, but that would have to be like something WoW would implement for it to be successful. Like, it would need to be a game that's already rolling in order to do something like that. Diablo's still around. But yeah, WoW is certainly the leader. Diablo is just the zombie that never dies. It's like text-based MMOs. Like, they will forever live on. It is, but it isn't. But going back to tribes, I've talked about tribes a couple of times. Gee, it's not smoky at all in here, is it? Maybe I should turn on a couple other fans. The flip these peppers first. Tribes is certainly one of those ones where it's being exploited for cash. The last two versions of Tribes. There's been 4 or 5, like 4.5 major Tribes releases. You have the original one, which is Star Siege Tribes. You have Tribes 2, which I think Tribes 1 mods were better than Tribes 2, but Tribes 2 is the one that everyone talks about. And then you had a single person, this is the half one, there was a single person version of Tribes that came out. Then you had Tribes Ascend, which is the first of these that was done by Georgia and the current company in control of the intellectual property. That one, I liked playing that one, but they basically started developing it and then completely ruined the game with the last patch and just gave up on the whole thing and moved on to another game. Moved on to Paladins, moved on to some other game that actually had a little bit more staying power. And then they came back to Tribes again now, years later. And this was absolutely just a money grab. Tribes 3, which is a recent release, yeah, it was absolutely a money grab. They've now told people they're giving up on development of the game and are moving on with another game that's not what anyone wanted to play, but what they really wanted to design, I guess. That pan's a little hot, isn't it, chat? The flame's off on that. I'm gonna open the window here so I don't suffocate myself. Buns. Fries. Asparagus. We need to cook asparagus now. I just almost grabbed this with my hand. That would have been a bad plan. Single asparagus spear. It's too much water. Over on the stove. Zoom right. Zoom right. Thin slice for our burger. I feel so sad looking at this tomato and realizing that it's summer. I want to make one of those Belgian cakes sometime that, like, this is going to have to be a serious project, chat. If anyone's seen the cakes that they do, and Belgian ones where it's essentially like pancake batter that they keep pouring over the cake and continually roasting it. It's a little bit like you would put it on a horizontal what do you call it? The lamb that they cut downwards. But like it's got like a grill with a spindle above it, and they keep spinning the cake above it like a rotisserie and just pour batter over it, and it sears the new batter, and they pour it over, it sears again, they pour over, it sears again, they pour over. Yeah, Tannic, along that. Yeah. Plate up our salad first here tonight, chat. Wish I knew what I did with my plastic ramekin. Used to have one, like, everyone in the brother has them, white plastic ramekin that probably got stolen from somewhere, and I don't know where it went. Do I have any metal ramekins clean? Of course not. Maybe we'll just go with this little guy. It's not what he's intended for, but he's cutesy. Poach our asparagus here for a moment. Take a bit of our pesto. Nice, Cosmic. Getting them ranks. I'm using almonds for this. They're using something else at the restaurant. I'm just soaking them in a little bit of the oil from the pesto just to get them to stick. Yep, here to redeems a thing. It's only been redeemed twice that I've noticed. And I don't have any alert or anything for it. That is on purpose, yeah, JK. So there we have our Caprese salad chop. Oh, I'm missing the basil. Oopsies. So this is my version of this. Oh, come on, capture. This is the plating from the restaurant, and this is my plating. I didn't buy radishes extra because it was the only thing I was going to use them for. Straight up copying their plan. But that's the idea tonight. And before I make up the other one, here is the other dish. Like I said, it comes with a cute little hat on it, but I don't have the hat for it. And I tried to do the mustache, but I don't know if I succeeded on the mustache. We got the green bell pepper, grilled chicken, yeah, let's do slate for both of these. I'm going with the cheese that they probably don't, but I felt like it. So we're using Munster instead of probably a Swiss. I can't do tomato on this. I don't think I'm going to do tomato on it. We definitely need the pesto in there. So we'll give a nice spoonful of our pesto on top. And so on the screen you see the version that they sell, and now here's mine. Wish I had a little Luigi hat for the top. Like that's the what makes this dish. It's what makes this. So, my sandwich, Toadstool Cafe sandwich. What happened to my music? Where'd you go, my music? Oh, you're still playing. I just can't hear you because my earbud's probably too quiet at this point. Let's fix my earbud before we close the stream. Much better. But I think I'm going to leave trying these to dinner tonight. Oops, I pushed that button prematurely again. We need to wrap up our ingredient challenge vote for tomorrow. And I think that's a win for caramel. So Wednesday, not tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm going to have to make dinner, so savory use and sweet use of caramel. Should be a fun one. So thank you for hanging out with me tonight. do have the 5-year anniversary coming up, even though I don't really have much of a plan for that. I actually haven't even, I've set it up on the calendar, but I don't think I even put anything in there as far as plans for what I'm making. Those that didn't check that, I did post one heck of a post in the Discord. So if it's been a minute since you've been to the Discord, there's a post there you should check out. I'm celebrating 5 years later this month. Today is actually 4 years on Twitch since the death of Mixer. So, sort of an anniversary today, sort of not. 21st is really the anniversary. Hope to see y'all back here on Wednesday for the ingredient challenge. Otherwise, Friday and Sunday, I'm doing more dishes from Toadstool Cafe. We've got beef short ribs coming up. We've got Bowser's meatball. Some really fun dishes. I'm doing a question mark box tiramisu, which is going to involve me making a bunch of question mark cookies. Yeah, really fun recipes the rest of this week. I hope you come back. I hope you have an amazing week, everyone. Good night.